Okay guys, I'm doing a video real quick on why people fail on a ketogenic protocol. I'm not saying nothing new. So if you feel like this is redundant information, skip to the next video or go to another channel. So let's go over the things on why people fail. My last video I talked about malabsorption or nutritional deficiencies, leaky gut. I mean, we're talking like consultation after consultation after consultation, people are showing signs of leaky gut and their doctors I can't figure it out. I don't know why that, you've got like, discoloration on your nails and your tongue's a certain color though that your eyes aren't clear and you're tired. Like, I just don't know. Maybe you're depressed. And I'm like, no. So let's talk about why people fail. So number one, y'all can't sleep. Now you think you can sleep, you cannot sleep. I mentioned this in my last video. There are 5 levels of sleep. You gotta hit REM state cycles, and you have to go deep enough, and you gotta bob up and down because predators might be trying to kill you. So you come back up and back down and up and down, and so dreams might change people, locations if you don't wake up in the middle of the night. But if you do not wake up well rested, okay, then possibly towards the second half of sleep, which is between 3 and like 6 in the morning, you may not getting into enough REM state cycles, or some of you guys have the inverse, which is the that you do not sleep well towards the morning because you're waking up extra early, but you're getting the sleep towards the first half, which is the body, and the second half is the brain. But you want to get nice REM state cycles throughout the whole night. That's what's missing. So these are things to consider why you don't adapt. Number 2, your protein is too high. And now there's 5,000 people on YouTube talking about the ketogenic diet, and they have it wrong. Even these ketogenic doctors, so I talked to a woman today who's like, oh my God, I've got like, my son's got epilepsy, and now I deal with a lot of people who have seizures who are epileptic, and their ketogenic doctors cannot get them into ketosis. Now some of them do, but they have them on cream, and it's corn-fed, hormone injected cows and cheese and all these like bad source fat amounts, and they don't have the ratios between monos, the MUFAs, the PUFAs, and the SFAs. They don't have the right ratios. They're not putting the right fat in. It's crazy. I know. So yes, the right amount of protein. You can't go gram over. It's always under 100 men. I'm sorry, and for women it tends to be under about 69 if you're tall, but generally between 45 and about 55 grams of protein per day of actual protein, total protein. People have their fat too low because there's stupid stuff on the internet that says, well, if your fats are too high, you can't lose weight. Well, keto is not about losing weight. It's about getting healthy. And once you adapt, then later, once you're adapted, you can drop the fat, and then you get the mother-sucking business, right? That's where the business comes into play, right? Misnomers. People think that you cannot build muscle, but I gained 15 pounds of muscle, 15 pounds, I'm 5'3", so 15 pounds of muscle doing a ketogenic protocol. My back muscles really and my leg muscles have grown exponentially on keto. It's been amazing, watching the transformation. That's why somebody said, you're always in these like workout outfits. And like, that's because I want to show people what almost 50 years of age looks like. This is almost 50 years of age. I used to be a pro skateboarder, busted my knee, 10 surgeries, can't run, jump, lunge, or squat, but yet people keep thinking I'm a runner or a dancer or something like that. So I just want to show people that as you get older, your hormones don't have to get out of balance. Now there's a thing called pregnenolone steal. That's through too high levels of cortisol, and that's robbing from pregnenolone and down to DHEA and your sex hormones, the 3 estrogen, progesterone, testosterone. A lot of you guys are converting, your estrogen's getting too high and you're having DHT, too much DHT, dihydrotestosterone, and it's wreaking havoc on your body. Now, we need a symphony, a balance of these hormones. So I don't like estrogen blockers. People need to go down the rabbit's hole and try to find out why their hormones, reproductive hormones, have become whacking. Commonly it's because too much cortisol or not getting enough cholesterol into the diet, which are building materials for sex hormones. These things can block your keto adaptation. Working out at night, staying up late, working out too hard in the first 2 months of your keto adaptation, making sure your electrolyte balance is not right. Like, you guys aren't getting enough potassium. I'm sorry, you're not. You're potassium deficient, you're magnesium deficient, you're sodium deficient because you've been told that sodium is so bad for you. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. gosh, the misnomers and the misconceptions are just on and on about you can't eat, you've got to have a lot of protein. People eat too much protein because they don't feel satiated on a ketogenic diet because their fat's too low. Got to hit that 200. I know. Once you're adapted, you can start to lower your fat. Intermittent fasting, somebody said on my Facebook page, this is like cult. And like, because people are like, you can't fast too soon. Because fasting's dieting, guys. So if I change the word and called it dieting, you go, oh, that's so bad. That's starving yourself. But that's fasting. And if your adrenals are not working properly and you fast, they start to overstimulate again. That's why people go from high cortisol to low cortisol, and you don't want to develop Addison's disease, which some of you are borderline to that, and that's dangerous. I mean, there are people with chronic freaking fatigue. I go, I got some energy in my videos, and I do. And people are like, I want that, because I'm almost 50 years of age. Energy and lack of it is no freaking joke. You guys could have fibromyalgia, the chronic fatigue, the adrenal insufficiencies. This can affect your thyroid, your leptin signaling, your ability to poop, you know, hair growth, like it all connects. And these are the reasons why people fail, because they don't think about these types of things. You also have to consider breathing. You guys don't do enough diaphragmatic breathing, right? You don't do enough meditating. You are too overstimulated. You don't take breaks for yourself. You don't mind that 2 to 3 o'clock in the afternoon, cortisol lowering, melatonin rising, and it inverts. So the cortisol goes back up and the melatonin goes down. You guys have depression. You have poor impulse control. You have OCD. You have your adrenals are overfiring. You have too much adrenaline in this system, and you develop anxiety. You guys are taking beta blockers and SSRIs. Come on, guys. Yeah? And like the doctor's like, oh, we got thyroid problems, so let's throw Armour at you and Synthroid, and let's throw all this crap at you, and let's mess with your receptors for it, right? And then your ability to balance hormones on its own goes down because things are microdosed for everybody in a kind of a general way, and your body's its own pharmacy. It knows how to microdose things out. We put exogenous things in, it kind of messes with the balance, that homeostatic balance. You guys have issues with your leptin or your insulin and glucagon signaling. They're in the inverse, right? Insulin is to get the blood sugar down. Glucagon is about getting back up, but the glucagon stays low, the insulin's too high, and you're a hot mess. You're pre-diabetic. These are things you have to consider. It's beyond weight loss, right? This subject's way beyond weight loss. It's how you think. Your body is a reflection of your mind. So if you don't like your body, you have to change your mind. Or you have to change your mind to change your body. So people are so picky. I keep hearing these first world complaints in the consultations like, oh my God, I can't get in that fat, it's so disgusting. And I'm like, but this is a ketogenic protocol. That's what I talk about. Now I could talk about low carb, high fat and still I'm just as good at talking about having like sweet potatoes and yellow squash and these type of higher in carbohydrates, carrots, to stay in a low carb but not ketogenic state. That's easy. But people who really want to fight their blood sugar dysregulation, their poor impulse control, their food addictions, their pre-diabetic or diabetic symptoms, you got to go full keto. Well, you don't have to, but if you do it, you got to do it. There's no half-assing it. A lot of people use a ketogenic protocol to fix the gut.